bumper to bumper traffic moving 5 miles per hour on the highway. My car overheated because of how long I was in traffic and waited till like 12 a.m. to actually start getting home.
And that pissed you off?
Yes, like unbelievably.
Let's talk to Chris.
Woo! Oh, hey,
Hello?
how are you?
Is this Chris?
Hi.
What's going on, man?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm a Gecko on the computer. Chris, it says here that you've been getting angry very often. It says you have a short temper, and you want to know why you've been getting angry so easily.
Yeah, that has been the case. A lot of people have been pointing that out, and just after certain situations or after a day, I'll think back on it. I'll be like, maybe I did overreact a little, but I didn't used to be like that. Is the thing.
Interesting. Okay, so when you say that you're short-tempered and you get angry recently, like what sorts of things have been making you angry?
Like the small things, like for example, like if somebody were to ask me like a really dumb question where they could answer themselves like without having to ask me.
Give me an example of a question like that.
I mean, a good example I could give you is like if I park right next to the gas station after my car started beeping like low gas, and the person in the passenger seat will ask me like, "Oh, are we getting gas?" Like, yes, no shit, Sherlock.
Okay, interesting.
But I mean,
a little thing like that just gets at you and makes you mad.
Yes, but it's more like the accumulation of all those things in like one day.
Yeah, okay, so that's what I was gonna say. Is I'm not a real therapist. I'm a Gecko guy on the internet who is insane. But
of course,
my hypothesis on this thing is that obviously, and this, everyone knows, you're not actually mad that your friend asked you that question. Your anger is coming from a different place, or from a, as you said, accumulation of multiple things. And so I'm curious, maybe we can get there, where this anger is being redirected from. Do you have any ideas?
That's a good point. I mean, I would have to think about that.
Tell me this. How is your life going just on a macro level?
I mean, in my opinion, I'm really just starting it because after high school, which is like 2020, beginning of COVID, all that, that's when I kind of became a homebody, and I'm still kind of used to that. And I took a break from college, and I'm just starting that off now too. So, yeah, pretty much just at the start of things.
Okay, so you're at the start of things. And you said you took a break from college, and now you're back?
Yes.
Okay, how are you enjoying college?
I mean, it's not too bad. I'm actually doing it with my girlfriend. She's the one that convinced me to, go back, give it a try.
Okay.
And, after some talking, I tend to realize it probably is the easiest way to my career path.
Okay. How are things going with your girlfriend?
I would say pretty good. I mean, we've been together for about a year and a half. So, yeah, I don't see any problems with her, but I mean, she is one of the people that have pointed out that I get pretty angry quick.
Okay. All right, so things are going well with the girlfriend. You're at the beginning of your life path, as you've said? Are you having feelings of excitement? Are you, there's a lot of potential energy with you right now. Are you like excited about what's to come?
I definitely kind of have like a love-hate relationship with it because I never liked school. That's one of the reasons why I took a break in the first place. But
Okay.
like I said, it just makes sense how it's the easiest way to what I want to do.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna give it a try, give it my all, I guess.
All right. So there's no anything going on in your life that is like, at least from what I'm gathering from what you're telling me, that is causing you a lot of anger and frustration in a big way.
I guess maybe like job wise, I could be fucking struggling a little bit. I have a few regrets with my job choices.
Why is that?
Because I want to say a year ago, I used to have like a really good job, like really good, and I quit because I don't know why I quit. Like I should have just dealt with what was like happening, but I just got I guess I got a little too quick with it, and I quit.
Sure.
And I regret it. I haven't found a job that good since I've had it.
Okay, and this regret, is it just like a passing thing, or is it a prevalent source of anger in your day-to-day life?
I think about it frequently because like right now what I do as a job is I kind of just help out my father with his job, and he pays me, and that's just how I get my money. I'm able to pay like most of my stuff like that. But before, I didn't really have to rely on my dad or anything to, like, if my bills come through, it's just he owes me money because like we did the work, but it just sucks having to go up to him like, hey, can you send me the amount that I need and shit, or like I need money to go out. It's like I know I could probably just I could always just ask him because it's my money. He said I just have to. It's like whenever it's available, it'll be there. But
all right, so none of this. It doesn't sound like any of these stuff. I'm trying to poke around your brain and life and find anything that could be like really frustrating you, but it doesn't at least sound to me. Sure, you have this regret about your job, but you're a human being. No human being has ever lived with absolutely no regrets of anything ever. And it doesn't sound like, at least to me, from the limited amount of information you've given me, that there is any large pain points. So I'm wondering why you're still getting upset at these little things, or like what is triggering you to have such hostile reactions. Go ahead.
Right. The best I can honestly describe like the annoyance that I guess in things is like when something doesn't work how it's supposed to. Like if one day if I wake up and my Bluetooth lights aren't working, like this is just an example, then I'll get mad at like Alexa or some shit.
Okay.
And that would just ruin my morning.
Okay. Interesting. You should read. I'm gonna. Can I have permission to say some douchey stuff?
Of course.
You should read up on Stoic philosophy. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I've read a whole bunch of books on it, but I feel like the crux of it is accepting things that you cannot control. See, when you gotta understand, when you wake up and you get upset that your Bluetooth is not working, you are wasting precious energy toward absolutely nothing productive. Like, this thing happened, and getting upset about it, it will not benefit you in the slightest. It won't motivate you to do anything about it. It is nothing but a pure waste of your precious energy to get upset about your Bluetooth not working. And I think that it takes a little bit of time. Like, you could hear me say that and go, oh, yeah, I guess you're right. But to really change your gut reaction, you got to train yourself to understand that. And you have to do this in an intentional way. So tomorrow when you wake up and your Bluetooth doesn't work, your gut reaction will be to get upset. And you have to intervene and stop the gut reaction by saying to yourself, this is a waste of energy. It's not going to do anything. I will just accept this and move on with my day. And the more mornings that you do that when your Bluetooth isn't working or when your friend asks you why you're getting gas, your gut reaction will slowly start to be replaced by that thought. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense.
So
I would. That's for sure.
So next time you just do this, your anger and your frustration occasionally can be a useful tool if it propels you into some form of action that can be beneficial to the situation you're in. But like most of the time, it's just a complete and utter waste of your precious energy. Because if you go around being fucking pissed off at every single opportunity that you have to get pissed off, you're gonna be miserable. Like if there are these people who like if I'm in the passenger car with somebody who's like an angry driver and they're always beeping, or like somebody, let's say, cuts them off in traffic and then 5 minutes later they're still talking about the person that cuts them off in traffic. It's like, what are you doing? Just be like, oh, fuck, that happened, and then completely move on with your life. It's not an effective way to get pissed off at every opportunity that you have to get pissed off.
Yeah. Honestly, that was a pretty good example of like a few of my days.
Okay, is that a thing for you? You get pissed off in like traffic-y car situations?
Yes. Like absolutely yes.
Yeah, man, just try to recognize what your gut reaction is to these situations. Like, get on the stepladder and observe your own reactions, and then put forth intentional effort to change them.
Here's something funny that happened this one time. So, like I said, I'm not a very good traffic person, so I try to avoid that as much as possible. My girl lives like 30 minutes away from me. Like, with traffic, it's an hour, but I don't mind it at all. But usually I drop her off at like 2 in the morning because that was after work. We used to work at like a movie theater. And then I would just go back home late at night. One day I dropped her off early and I forgot that the roads would probably be, full. So it was like, whatever. I get on the road and this one time, like bumper to bumper traffic moving 5 miles per hour on the highway. And I said, you know what? It's okay. We'll get home eventually. It was a good day. We'll just relax, sit back, listen to a podcast, right?
Yep.
My car overheated because of how long I was in traffic. And I had to pull over and waited till like 12 a.m. to actually start getting home.
Yeah.
The one time I wasn't impatient.
And that pissed you off?
Yes. Like, unbelievably.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it sounds like in that situation you did the best you could. But listen, man, you'll get to a point where you'll be like, I mean, looking back on that now, I mean, that's super funny that you were patient in this
Yeah, no,
instance. It's funny. It's funny. You see, it's funny now. Maybe next time when it happens, you'll recognize that it's funny in the moment, and that'll help you in some way.
Yeah, hopefully. No, that was definitely like.
Chris, is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
Don't let the small thing bother you guys. It's not worth it.
Beautiful.
But yeah, have a good night, Gek.
Thanks for calling, Chris.
Have a good night.
But just to clarify, I bought a book on Stoic philosophy, and I probably read 25 pages of it, and that's about how much I've read. Because it's really important to me that I don't create a false narrative of who I am that involves me being a guy who reads a lot of books. I've probably read 4 books over the course of my entire existence. I just want to clear that up. Hello?
Hello?
Is this Landon?
Yes, it is.
What's going on with you, Landon?
I am currently in my house playing Halo.
You are currently in your house playing Halo.
Yes, the useless video game. And I want to talk to you about how I don't think it's a fact that around 5 billion years the sun is going to blow up and the Earth is obviously in a radius and the Earth will be uninhabitable and humanity, if it's still on Earth, will be dead by then.
Yeah. It says here that you have a fear that the sun will eventually blow up the Earth long after you're dead.
Yeah.
Okay, so why does that scare you, the sun blowing up the Earth?
Well, humanity, it's been around for a while, but not for that long.
Yeah.
Compared to the life of the Earth, we're fucking useless. But all the progress we've made as a species, all we've developed, will kind of all just be taken away from us. And I don't know, it doesn't really leave a nice taste in my mouth. I know it's inevitable, but maybe we'd be far off into the stars by then, or maybe we'll just be extinct, and I'd be okay with either way, because it would never really affect my personal life, because I probably only live to like 90 or 80 or something, but it's just food for thought.
Yeah. I find it. I always find it interesting when someone like yourself, that you're going to be long dead after this happens, but it still is affecting you emotionally.
Yeah.
How much of a thing is this for you? Is this something you think about very often?
Usually every day, and sometimes it's a nice thing. Like, life is kind of pointless, so I should just do what makes me happy. But sometimes it's kind of a sad thing, because this kind of shows how time won't last forever, and I have pretty big plans for my life, and I feel confident enough to achieve them. Like, I want to make music, express my art and all that, but sometimes I think, would it really be worth anything? Because, for example, we would just lose our progress as humanity.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. So, you kind of touched on this about how there's many, many different ways to look at this fact that the sun will explode and all of humanity will be destroyed, which is, as you said, since that's going to happen, I should just take advantage of it and do whatever I want and be happy. Or you can look at it from a depressing, nothing is matters, why do anything? That's the two choices. Nothing matters, let's go do everything. Nothing matters, let's do nothing. And at a certain point, you know that this is an objective fact, but how you respond, it's an objective fact that you can't control, but you can respond, you can control how you respond to it, which you kind of touched on already. So, do you find yourself being pulled in either direction depending on the day? Like, some days you wake up and your nihilism is like, well, shit, nothing matters. Let's go make a crazy song. Let's go talk to a stranger at the park, you know, or do you go, nothing matters. I'm just gonna fall asleep and not even exert effort towards anything. Do you find yourself being torn by those two thought processes?
Oh yeah, all the time. I'm very on and off.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think maybe it's like the intelligent thing to just not really care and not give up. It's kind of become apathetic, because when I think that's just the inevitability, maybe it's smart to accept it and maybe gain this confidence of, oh, I can do whatever I want, or give me some false hope or something.
So you have a fear that if you feed the side of yourself that is optimistic about these nihilistic facts, that you're just giving yourself false hope.
Yeah, because, you know, I have pretty, like I said, I have big goals, but I think it's okay to get myself grounded. You know, I can go a little extreme with the grounding and be like, what's the point?
Let's get into these goals. What are these goals?
From a young age, I've always been very, like, I'm talented with visual things. So I'm a bit of an artist, but I also want to express, like, feelings and emotion and concepts through music and kind of mix the two together. Like, make music with backstory of a music video. It's quite artsy, or mix some movies or something, and just really express myself and try to get across these weird feelings that sometimes I'm afraid that nobody else will ever experience. Like, you know, I'll be like listening to this piece of music and I'll be like, does anybody else feel the way I do right now when I listen to this? Because it makes me feel like very warm and nostalgic, or happy, or sad, or romantic, or whatever, you know. And it's like, there's all this stuff, and it's like, what's the point? Maybe it's okay just to keep all to myself and have my own self-satisfaction, or maybe others do want to experience my thoughts and, you know, soak in art or whatever.
Well, that is kind of, and let's get douchey in here, that is kind of what an artist is you're taking your perspective on a thing and you're sharing it with others confidently in the form of a painting, a song lyric, a poem, a fart, whatever it is. And I think that that's a worthwhile pursuit. In the face of, all of technology, what the fuck am I talking about? In the face of all of humanity is going to be destroyed by the sun one day, the optimistic thing would be to go, hey, all these things that I'm doing, I'll just do them for the sake of them itself. I'm doing it for the sake of it, not to leave a lasting legacy, not to get people to think that I'm a genius, but just for the sake of doing the thing in the moment.
I see, yeah.
And I think you already know this. It sounds like you've thought about all this shit already, but the when you're fighting between the pessimistic and the optimistic viewpoint on these, this whole, the sun is going to explode, nothing will matter. It all depends on which wolf you feed. You know, like which of these two are you going to feed into? And I think if you really are smart, you would feed the optimistic one, because a maybe is always going to lead to more than a no. The no is nothing. There's nothing there. And you could go, oh, I'm super smart, so I'm just going to not care about anything. But if you're really smart, you'll pick the maybe, because that has the more potential for things to happen. So if I were you and I was battling between these two perspectives, I would feed the one with the most potential. And that's the one that's, okay, nothing matters. Let me go write a fucking song about bears.
Yeah, I see. And in the past, I've had this plan where I'll use my creativity. So I'm into a lot more darker kind of alt music. I have a big taste, hippie, all that stuff, but I'm really into like 80s goth, and usually that has like a darker tone. So I want to use my creativity and take advantage of that and be happy and make music, but sing about these like darker, more pessimistic topics to kind of give some food to thought, you know? And, you know, I'm pretty content with that idea. I don't really know if I should, but you're telling me I should, so I'm going to take that to heart.
What's your name again? Landon?
Landon.
Yeah. You know, man, I like thinking about this kind of stuff because it is true. And it's interesting to me because I think I'm self-centered in the sense that I truly could give a fuck about what happens, you know, to the universe. You know, there's all this talk about. Here's where I'm gonna get, you know, flamed. But there's all this talk about and this is I'm half kidding, but it's funny to me. Like, I don't. If society falls and the sun explodes and the earth explodes, it's like we had. I've said this so many times, but we had a good run. You know, we did stuff. There were people. Some of the people had good lives. The people felt things. The people loved people. The people made things. They ate things. We tried. We failed. And now the, you know, Earth is going to explode.
Yeah, have you ever heard of
what do we need more time to do? We did it. We had a good run. Let's accept it and all die and let whatever alien creature dog thing comes next do its thing. You know, why do we need to be saved?
Yeah, I think that a lot. There's this term called, like, the great filter, which is, like, any species, there's only its great filter that kills it. I kind of have a theory, because we're pretty advanced creatures, very emotionally complex, and there's all these problems that come from our negative emotions, like war, from hate, and all that, where, you know, we have a lot of love and joy, too, and beauty. By the time that the sun blows up, this is really stupid, probably won't happen. Like, the scientists, I've actually considered writing a story about this. The scientists make this, like, time capsule that saves all of our history and stuff before we die, right? And it's, I don't fucking know, it's some system that's protected from the sun. And billions and even trillions of years later, if, like, a new species evolves, or aliens come, or, you know, this new species evolves and is intelligent enough to understand and kind of see these signs and all of that, they can learn from our mistakes and maybe gain from our knowledge and all of that.
Mm-hmm. And then one day they'll die, you know, because they'll probably live longer than we did. They'll give it a good shot, and then eventually they'll fuck up and die. And then maybe they'll leave a time capsule, and then the super advanced flamingo people will pick up on theirs, and then they'll just keep going until we have giant spiders who are like masters of science and technology.
Yeah.
Hey, Landon, is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
You're a pretty cool guy, Gecko. I spent a lot of my time listening to your podcast and all, and this is my first time calling you. I feel like it was a kind of decent call, and keep on doing what you do, people. He's a cool Gecko guy, and that's all. Bye.
I feel like this was a kind of decent call too, Landon, and I appreciate you making it. Hey there.
Hey.
Hi. What's your name?
My name is Bocephus.
Fucking say that again?
Bocephus.
Bocephus. Can I call you Bo?
Yeah. You know what? Call me Jimbo.
Is that like a username of some kind?
No, it's just a made up name. I got a nickname.
right.
I go by many
Oh,
nicknames.
okay. I don't feel bad calling you by a different version of your made-up name. Okay, Bo.
Yeah, whatever. Bo was cool.
What's
Yeah.
up, Bo? What did you want to talk about today?
Well, I'm kind of like stuck right now. I'm stuck in a job that I know I do a lot of good work, but it just feels like a lot of the people that are there really don't give a shit. But it's for a good cause, and just for my livelihood's sake, I don't want to name any particular names, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's for a good cause. We work with high-end kids, DCFS kids that go through a lot of issues, and we provide them a safe space. But I don't know if you know, but I mean, the nation is we're in a tough spot as far as like providing services and trying to maintain those services. And the first thing cut is mental health, right? So,
okay.
Yeah, so I've been at this place for a pretty long time.
Sure.
And I don't want to name how long, but I'm coming up on a pretty interesting year, because this is a pretty big mark here as far as how long I've been there, but I just don't feel like there's any room for me to grow,
Sure.
And it's challenging, and I've asked, and I just don't know what else to do. I know if I do something else, it won't be as fulfilling, but I'll probably make more money. That's the conundrum I'm in. I kind of want like a purpose. So,
Well,
I'm just.
A wise man did once say, "Fuck them kids." And sometimes in life, you do have to get up and say, "Fuck them kids, I gotta go do something else." No offense to the kids. I'm sure they're great kids. But you've been there for so long that you have lost count. And now it seems as though you've given them all you have.
Yeah, I feel depleted. It's every day is mundane, the same thing over and over again, but wearing many hats type of thing,
So give me this. What's if you were to say sayonara to the children, what would you want to then go do?
That's the thing. I don't know, man. I've been trying to reach out to all my contacts, and just trying to get a feel of what's out there. I don't know. I mean, I have many different interests. I like working with my hands. I like being outside. I like working in the garden. I like producing things. I like networking. I like talking with people. I like creating bridges. I like helping other people,
Okay. Well, I mean, you just named like 50 different things, which could all lead
I know.
50 different... Well, it's a good thing, right? Because you named 50 different things. And now all of those things can bridge off into lots of other career paths. And so one thing I talk about on this show all the time that I think about a lot is like the underlying desire as to why you do whatever it is you do. And if the underlying desire as to why you work with these kids can be fulfilled in a way that doesn't make you want to kill yourself, then you should explore that option.
Okay.
You see, I've been thinking about this with myself too. I've gone through a few changes in scenery in my own life, and once you lose,
give me an example.
once you lose
what are some things you've done?
Sure. I mean, I used to run my whole thing was I ran a comedy club out of my basement, and then that got shut down because the landlord saw an Instagram ad that I was running and was like, "Is that my fucking house?"
They got salty.
Yeah, and then I don't know. And that was like my everything, and I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And I had to figure out what I liked in doing that. Maybe I liked bringing folks together. Maybe I liked community. I don't know, just the underlying principles as to why I liked that, and then go try to take those underlying principles and apply them to something else.
Yeah.
And so I think if you can do it, I think when you become tunnel visioned onto any specific thing, you kind of fuck yourself a little bit, right? You attach yourself to a company, a job, a person, a this, a that, as opposed to attaching yourself to like underlying principles, underlying desires. And I've kind of realized what mine are, which is that I just want to be doing something. I literally have it boiled down to I just want to be doing something interesting. That's all I care about, I think. I mean, I probably care about a lot more than that. And I probably have a lot more underlying desires, but that's one that I always go back to. I just want to be doing something interesting. And if that's, throwing basement shows things, or being a gecko and talking to strangers, or growing corn in Iran, then whatever. I just, as long as it's something.
Yeah.
So I've regaled myself to that. By the way, I'm horrible at taking. I want you to know something. I want everyone to listen. I'm horrible at taking the advice that I just gave you. I'm horrible at taking the advice I just gave you because it's hard. Because you get attached to your thing. You'd think I'm not fucking attached to being a gecko and talking about. I couldn't give this up easily. I'd like to think I could because of all the things that I'm talking to you about. I'd like to be better at following my own advice. I understand why you have the attachment to your current position. I mean, there's a lot in it. And to totally change up your life is not an easy thing. But these are things that I think about.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of weight to it, and I can relate. I think with you have a following. I don't know how many millions of people are following you. I'm sure you have a really huge following.
Okay.
You have that passion and that interest, and it's very cool. It's cool to watch, and I think I randomly found you on, I don't know, YouTube.
Well, wait a minute. Before you tell me where you found me from, what do you think me having a following has to do with this?
I can't. Can you repeat that? Hold on. Something's happening here.
What do you think me having a following has to do with that?
I think it pushes you. I think it pushes you to keep going. And you have so many irons in the pot. I think it's really pushing you.
Yes, I agree. I think it's a terrible thing to be pushing me. I think it's a bad thing to push me. I mean, look, you have your job. I'm sure you're pushed by money. I'm sure you're pushed by expectations of the people at your job who've employed you. I'm sure you're pushed by these kids and a desire to avoid any guilt you might have of leaving them behind. And so I don't know, is other people's expectations, which is what a following is, money and guilt.
I think it's my own expectations I put on myself too.
Sure, but are those all good things to be your driving force as to why you wake up in the morning?
Yeah,
probably not. Probably not. I think you and I are discovering this together.
Yeah. But it feels like it's an Sisyphean task, no matter what I do, how hard I try to recruit to get people to work at this high-end place. See, now you're kind of learning a little bit more about me. I really didn't want to share all that, but it's never enough, and it's never going to be enough. But, I have many other interests besides just this. There's much more to me, and maybe I need to start exploring some of that stuff too, because in some ways I feel like I've kind of lost myself in a way, by not doing the other things that make me happy outside of work.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your fake name again?
Bo.
Bo. Listen, I want you to know, if you do, and I'm not going to tell you what to do because I've resigned to not doing that, even though I kind of totally did. When you're walking out of there and a little kid with like dirt on his face or whatever, someone like an Oliver Twist kind of looking, is what I'm imagining. Yeah, is holding you by the leg and going, "Mr. Bo, please don't go. I need you, Mr. Bo, please don't go." Don't listen to him. You should go. Right.
Yeah, and I hear that, and I appreciate your time. I was actually trying to call in here. I don't know how many times, but my name on your list is orangutan. So if you see me, I'm on there somewhere.
What list?
But the chat list.
Oh, okay. All right. The sentence, my name on your list is orangutan, meant very little to me without any context.
I'm sorry, I do that sometimes, I guess.
You have nothing to apologize for.
But but thank you for your time, and I wanna stick around here, and I wanna see what else other people can what they got going on. I want to hear how they go. So
thank you very much, Bo. I appreciate you, man. You take care.
You too.
Call from Bianca.
Hello.
Hi. Oh my goodness.
What's up? How's life?
Life is good.
Why is it good?
I don't know, honestly. I think it's because you answered my call.
That is a terrible reason for your life to be good. I'm going to be 100% honest with you.
What?
I think it's a terrible reason for your life to be good.
Okay. Well,
but you understand why I'm saying that, right?
Oh, well, yeah, I guess.
Me answering you, because when you're thinking about the pillars of what makes your life enjoyable to live, if one of them is the fact that you're on the phone with me right now, that's a bad pillar, because I don't know when, but eventually we won't be on the phone together.
Well, I know, but you know how hard it is to get like on your stream and like connect to you?
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry for being a dick, but
No, it's okay.
Whatever. That's what I felt at that moment. Bianca, what did you want to talk about today?
Well, I had a few things on my mind, but I think the main thing is like my friends, like they're like, okay, I love them to death, don't get me wrong, but like I feel like my friend, I'm not going to name any names because what if they're watching, but my one friend, she is like controlling of her boyfriend. And I'm always in the middle of it. Like, no matter what it is, they're always like, oh, like, can you, like, I need your advice, no matter who it's from. And I'm so sick of, like, getting in the middle of it because I love them both so much. It's just, like, I don't want to talk, like, shit about them to each other, but I kind of do it without knowing.
How old are you, Bianca?
I'm 24.
Okay. And you were friends with these people before they started dating?
Yeah, actually, I was friends with the guy first.
You were friends with the guy first. Here's what I'm curious. Maybe you can help me out with this because I'm very curious about like when I want to see my friends, I have to really go out of my way to do it. The way that you're describing this situation, it sounds like you have some kind of lifestyle where you're like just recurringly, naturally seeing these people. Is that true?
I guess. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know.
Because it's hard at 24. I asked how old you are because I thought maybe you were, like, in high school or something, because it's.
Oh my God, do I
give?
give off that vibe? I'm sorry.
I mean, a little bit, but also just because of, again, like the way that you're describing the friendships, it seems like you know, are you where do you hang out with these people? What's the situation?
Well, I've been friends with them for a while. I mean, like when we go to the bars and stuff, but like we also like we like all work out together. We're just like, I don't know, like we're besties. I don't know.
Okay.
Like we go on like double dates and stuff because my boyfriend's friends with like the guy, but like we're all friends. I don't know.
All right. So your central conundrum is that you're friends with both of these people, but you think that the girl is controlling the guy.
Yes, and like I don't like, and I get in the middle of everything. They pull me into everything. Like no matter what I say, it's like, no, you're wrong. And I'm like, okay, then why did you like ask for my opinion?
Well, have you talked
You know.
to them about, hey, I don't want to be a part of any of your bullshit? What do they tell you?
Yeah, they're always like, okay. And then like 2 minutes later, my girlfriend, she's like, anyway. And I'm like, girl, like you literally told me. Like I literally told you, like I don't want to be a part of it. But like I think it's because like
Dude.
they look at me as like the therapy gecko, I feel. And I'm like, I don't get paid for this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they should come on this. I don't know.
Well, it is. I'm happy to talk to you. I don't like talking to people about other people's problems. Although these people's problems,
it is
they
my
seem
problem.
to. Yes, it seems to. These other people's These other people have made their problems your problems. But I don't know.
Correct.
I mean, I'm thinking about this right now. Let me ask you this first. Does hanging out with these people? You seem like you hang out with them a lot. Does hanging out with these people make your life better?
I mean, yes and no, but like they literally broke up on the day we were supposed to go to like this concert, and I was like, what the hell? Like, that's not cool. And then like they were like, no, we're still gonna go. Like, we're gonna pretend we're dating. And I'm like, that's weird. And then I was the only person who knew that. And then we went with like 4 other people, and they were like, yeah, don't say anything. And I felt so weird. Like I was the only person who knew this information.
What?
You know
what? Let's put a pin in this. What's your name again?
Bianca.
What's your life like, Bianca? What do you work? Do you?
Yeah,
what
I'm
do
a
you
medical
do all day?
assistant I'm a medical assistant at a dermatology office.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you happy in outside of this situation? Are you happy in other aspects of your life?
Like, what do you mean?
Outside of the situation where you were fighting with your friends, are you happy in the other aspects of your life?
Yeah, I guess so. But like, it's like a bummer because like when all my friends like want to hang out and stuff, it's always like they're like kind of the root of like the issues. And like I tried, because I'm a very positive person. Like I want everyone to have a good time. I like don't disinclude anybody. But like when that stuff goes on, like it's just like it's so annoying, and it's like I feel like I'm almost like a therapist. Like I literally have to talk to them all the time, and just kind of like I'm like, guys, like what the hell, like. But they only talk to me about it, only me. So like I don't know what to do. Like I feel like if I say something wrong and they break up, and it's like, but they get back together, you know. Like I don't know what to do anymore.
You know what? I've been lately. I've been anti-advice, but I have thoughts cooking in my brain that I kind of want to fire off a few of them at you if you're open to that. If you're open to this experimental thing I'm gonna do right now. Okay. I think if I were you, I would be like, hey guys, I don't want to be in the middle of your bullshit anymore. And if you continue to put me in the middle of your bullshit, I'm just not going to hang out with you guys anymore. And then see what happens.
Like,
but then, but then what?
I don't know, because, like, if I say, like, I'm not going to hang out with you guys, everyone's going to be like, what the hell? Like, why aren't you hanging out with them? And then I would say, like, my reasoning, and they're like, don't worry. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's like walking on eggshells with them, like, especially with, like, everybody else.
You know, Bianca,
feel bad. I've known them for so long, yeah.
You say you're a very happy, positive person, right?
I would say so, yeah.
Would you consider your friends to be happy, positive people?
I hope so, yeah. I want them to be.
But do you think they are?
Like in their own lives, yes. But I personally, I don't think they should be together. But like that's none of my business. But like when they're making it my business, I don't know.
Here's
Like-
I guess why I always struggle navigating these relationship things, and I'm not talking about just romantic ones, but friendships, is like there's so much is out of your control because you can't control those
Right.
two people. You can sit here and be
No
like they
way,
shouldn't be
yeah.
together, but what the fuck does that thought matter?
No, I'm
in
not
any
saying
way,
that.
shape,
I
or
mean,
form?
it's just also, yeah.
And what
I don't know.
and the reason I'm saying to you, I would tell them I'm not gonna hang out with them anymore, is because you're a happy, positive person, and you're 24. You have the ability as an adult to venture out into the universe and try
Yeah,
your best. And it's
definitely.
hard. It's hard. I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to make friends. If anyone
Okay,
wants to
yeah.
be my fucking friend, it's hard to make new friends who you feel like align with your values more
Right.
than the people you've been hanging out with forever. I understand
I mean,
why
I
it's
made
not
so
a
many
thing you want to
friends.
do, but I think you should give it a try. Because if you're hanging out with these people and they're just constantly draining your energy, and you've tried to talk to them about it, and you've exhausted every resource within your control, the only leverage you really have in these relationships is to limit your time and, expose yourself to more people out there who, you might find happier relationships and memories and shit with.
Right, yeah. I understand where you're coming from, and the thing is, like, me and my boyfriend, we're very happy. Like, I feel like nothing really happens to us like that. Like, we're she's very controlling, dresses him, it's bad. And she's a couple years older than us, so it's
See,
I'm trying
even
to
the
be his mom.
fact, Bianca, even the fact that even the fact that these two people's relationship is occupying so much space in your brain is bothersome.
Well, I understand. It's not that deep when I think about it, from an outside point of view. I live my life day to day and I'm fine. It's just there's times where it'll inconvenience my social life when we go out and stuff. That's why I want to talk about it. I know these comments are crazy though. They're you're controlling them. Don't worry about.
Are you
them.
reading
But
the
it's
Are you reading the
when
chat? Don't read the chat, Bianca.
Yeah.
Don't read the chat.
I'm sorry. Some of them are so funny. I'm giggling, but I don't know. But I don't think what people are understanding. These are my two best friends. Me and my boyfriend. These are our friends, and my boyfriend was friends with the guy in the relationship way longer than both of us. So I'm just trying to people please, I guess, and I understand you can't please everybody, but I'm literally just trying to make everything work.
I get it. I get it. I get it. I get why you want to, because the dream for you is that you get to just hang out with your friends, and it's a good time all the time.
Yeah,
you guys
that's
can go
all
to
I
concerts
want.
and eat food, and that's a beautiful. It's a worthwhile goal. It's a beautiful human experience.
Mm-hmm.
And the tragedy of life is that a lot of the times, whether or not that works out is just not in your control. And you can try to make it in your control, or you can just accept that it's not, and look at what is in your control. And I don't know your whole life, so I don't know what options you have or what your tolerance is for drama and things.
Right.
But
I'm
just looking at this how do you move forward to maximize your happiness? And I don't know. I don't know shit. I'm a Gecko guy.
I know. I mean, I was bored. I can't believe you answered the phone, but it's fine.
Bianca, is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
Okay, a lot of them are saying I sound like they're calling me.
Don't.
Becky, like,
You are not allowed to read the chat at all. Nobody who calls
I'm sorry,
into this.
I won't read it.
Only I am allowed to read. Sorry, I don't know why I'm.
Well, it's up in front of me, and that's how I found.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell at you. I didn't mean to yell at you, Bianca.
No,
you
it's
seem like
okay.
a nice person.
I'm fine, but I don't know. I don't know. I love your stream. It's so fun.
Thank you,
and
Bianca.
your TikToks make me giggle. And
thank you.
You're the best.
Thank you, Bianca. I really appreciate that.
Of course.
I hope you live in the friendship utopia that you desire, and I believe one day you will.
Thank God. One can only hope.
Have a good night, Bianca.
You too. Bye.